Hi everyone, it's me Darlene. I am here with an update about my date last night. So many of you are invested in this story and I got a lot of comments. So many were saying, please let us know how it went. So this video is to tell you how it went. Just to refresh your memory, the video I did yesterday told you that I was going to be going out with Blue Eyes. That's the name of the guy that I'm currently seeing, and that we were going to be going out, and I believe at the point of that video, you knew we were going to a fair, but then I think you also got to know that we were going out to eat. Yes, because some of you mentioned that, and some of you said, I hope you took a picture of your food, and I did. I was going to post it on Facebook, but we were just too busy, and so I didn't do that. Okay, so Blue Eyes was here the night before, and when I was recording, he was out at a job site. And he came back while I was editing, and he took a nap because he was tired, and I wanted him to take a nap. And so he did that, and that gave me time to finish editing and get my video uploaded and all that stuff. When he got up, we headed out to the restaurant, which we ended up going to a buffet, and I know the name of it, Brick House Buffet in Bartlett, Tennessee. Wow, what a place. Now, he knows that I never go out to eat, but I wanted to go out to eat with him. He let me know early enough so that I was eating some ground beef, and I said, okay, I'm not eating anymore because I wanted an appetite, and I can get full, and when I'm full, I simply will not eat. But I knew I would be hungry, and I didn't realize it was going to be a buffet like what we went to. It was phenomenal. Now, at first I thought, I'm never going to eat enough to make it worth it. It's 15 something. It was 16 bucks, let's just say, for the buffet. But then it dawned on me, I'm going to be eating just meat or fish or whatever, seafood, whatever they had, pork. So I thought if I went to a restaurant, I would be paying a hefty price for some prime rib or something, and I'd be getting just a piece, not like a plate full of the meat. So I was excited. And we went in, and first I walked all around, and I planned my attack. And I knew I was getting, I believe it's prime rib. Oh my God, it was so good. And then next to it was another like roast, and that was pork, which was equally good. Let's talk about the prime rib for a minute. There was some fat on the plate because they had been cutting slices for people, and they were just cutting the fat off because the people didn't want the fat, and my eyeballs were like, oh my God, look at that fat. I told him I'd take 2 pieces of that, and he sliced 2 nice thick pieces, and he was like going to start to cut the fat, and I'm like, no, I want the fat. And he goes, okay. So he puts that on the plate, and he starts to hand me the plate, and I asked about the additional fat that was there on the cutting board, and I said, would I be able to have that fat too? He's like, you want that? I was like, yeah. He goes, yeah, okay. So he puts the fat on my plate, and even Blue Eyes was like, I go, I love animal fat, and so he's good with it. And then it was Blue Eyes' turn, and he said, I'll just have 1 piece of that. And I said, do you want your fat? He goes, no. And I said, I'll take his fat. So I had quite a bit of fat. The picture you're going to see in a bit doesn't quite look like as much fat as there was, but there was a lot of fat. There's like some underneath. It was so incredibly yummy. Oh my goodness. And then we moved on to the pork roast. I took 1 slice of that, I think. Blue Eyes maybe took 2. That was just falling apart. It was so good. And then there was shrimp there with the meat, jumbo shrimp, and I took a pile of that, put that plate down. Then I hit the salad bar. I'm like, I'm going to have a salad, a carnivore salad. I spotted cottage cheese, and I love cottage cheese. It's dairy, you know, I don't do that great with dairy, but certainly I eat it, you know, and I was going to have some then. So my salad consisted of cottage cheese, and then regular shredded cheese, probably cheddar or whatever they had, some pepperoni, and then some pieces of chicken. I would have had chicken too. They had all kinds of different things, but a lot of the other stuff looked like it was maybe coated with barbecue sauce or whatever. There was ribs, but again, those ribs looked like they were sweet, you know, with the sauce and stuff. So I didn't take any of that. I took just the 2 meats that got carved for me, and I took the pepperoni and the chicken, just a little bit. You'll see the plate that I made, my salad, and it was just the 4 ingredients: cottage cheese, pepperoni, chicken. I believe that's it. And then, though, I saw shrimp at the salad bar. That shrimp wasn't coated in anything. The other shrimp that I had looked like boiled shrimp, but it might have been grilled shrimp. I don't know. But it was kind of oily, and I was afraid that was vegetable oil. But again, for that day, I didn't care. But the salad bar shrimp, they were jumbo, and they were boiled. And I took more of those. And, oh my God, Blue Eyes took a big plate, 2 plates of stuff. So we sat down, and I was like, I can't believe I'm eating such good food. And, you know, I hadn't been out to eat. I think I had determined that since like 2011, I've only been out 3 times. Once with my husband, and then twice with Derek. And my husband and Derek was before carnivore, and then only once since carnivore. And I don't do takeout, stuff like that. If you ever saw me at McDonald's in Sanford, Maine, it's because I was getting stuff for my mother. You know, and I was explaining to Blue Eyes what a big deal this was for me to be out. It doesn't sound like a big deal to most people, but I think he got it, you know, he understood. He seemed to be so happy that I was happy about the fact that we were sitting down to this wonderful buffet. But then I felt bad because I said, wow, this is a lot of food. And it's a buffet, and I shouldn't have taken this much. You know, I could have taken a little and then gone back up, not thinking. And then I said, you know, we're not supposed to take anything home because it's a buffet. He goes, no, we can. And what they end up doing is, and they even asked, do you want a to-go cup? And it's just a styrofoam cup with a lid. So whatever you can fit in there, you can take home. And so Blue Eyes says, we will take 2 cups. And he only had a piece of meat. He ate a massive amount of food. I was shocked. He had 1 piece of the prime rib left, and he cut that up and put that at the bottom of the cup. He gave me his cup, and I had the other empty cup. And I was able to bring back everything that was left over on my plate and the little bit that he had, including I even put like my cottage cheese and stuff on top. I left there so happy. It was so nice. I was a little bit full, but you know, I'm glad I didn't eat more than that because now we were going to the fair. So right from there, we went to the fair. I don't want you guys to be disappointed that I didn't take pictures of anything at the fair. I did take pictures of my food, but at the fair, I did bring my camcorder. It was in my purse. I wish I hadn't because that was just extra bulk to carry around. I just didn't want to take pictures. And first of all, it was hot, and we were doing a lot of walking, and I just wanted to walk and enjoy. You guys know that I live, you know, with a camera for the most part. I live through a camera, and I decided quite a while back, I remember when Derek said to me once, like we were doing something for Skylar when she was little, an event or whatever, and he said, can you please just like watch and be present and not just be recording? And I said, absolutely. And so when I'm out doing something that's just for me, or in this case, me and Blue Eyes, I just didn't want to record. And I think you guys are okay with that. Had we gone on a ride or something, so yeah, we didn't go on a ride. Don't be disappointed in that either. You know, I would have tried to at least take a selfie of me. You know what I mean? I don't want to intrude on his privacy at this point. Okay, so we went to the fair. The ride was nice, very talkative. We just are on the same page for the most part. And again, we both have a history of alcoholism, and he also drug addiction. You know, he has 27 years clean and sober. I'm 23 years in, and we have a lot in common. But it was just, it was nice. And it wasn't really, really hot, so I was hopeful that we wouldn't be hot walking around the fair. But it was hot walking around the fair. So we got there, I think at 7 o'clock. It was just starting to get dark a little bit. And we just started walking. And I said, why don't we just look at all the rides, walk around, and then if we want to go on a ride, we can. And he would do some of those rides, not all of them. I would have done, I think, every single ride that I saw. However, I hadn't been on a ride in 30 years, and we had just eaten. I ate a whole shitload of meat and animal fat. Oh yeah, before I forget, let me show you the food, okay? You're going to see fat like tucked in around the meat on the big plate. It's hard to see just how much there was, but I was devouring that fat. It was so good. So let me just show you that right now. That was the meal. And did you see the little salad and then the extra shrimp and the water? I might have taken one sip of that water. I did not want to fill up on liquids. I wanted to eat that feast. The meat was so good and so tender. So now back to the fair. We started walking all around, and probably after 10 minutes I could feel that I was starting to sweat. It was humid. By the end of the night, I was drenched, not only my hair but my clothing. And you know, he would be like, "Oh my God, your shirt is soaking." My shirt, when he would put his hand on my back. You know I love that, right? I was drenched and I didn't care. I was having a good time. So we walked around, like I said. We considered going on a couple of the rides that he would go on, but the lines were so long. And he's like, "Oh my God." I said, "No, I'm not waiting." He goes, "I can't." He goes, "I just don't want to be standing like that." He said, "I would get so tired standing there." But we were both good with the walking part. And we walked for 2 hours. We just walked the whole fair, sat down twice just for a few minutes to rest. And I didn't mind that we didn't go on rides. I was just having a good time, just being out there. I haven't done anything like that in such a long time. Go out to eat, go to a fair. I was like, who needs to travel and see the world? I'm right here and enjoying it so much. I don't know, like, again, I don't know if he realizes how big that was for me to be out and about. Now, we did stop at certain booths, and one of them was the, well, first he looked into getting a tattoo. He was going to get a tattoo, but there was no designs that he liked, and they weren't equipped to do anything but those, so he passed. I considered for a moment getting a tattoo, something I thought I would never even consider. And then license plates here in Mississippi, you don't have a front license plate, so a lot of people just put a decorative plate. And I was like, I don't know, you know, I wasn't sure if I wanted something there. I know you can get, because everything is expensive at the fair in the first place, and I knew he would want to pay for it, and I didn't want to be making him pay. He had already just taken me out, and it was costly just to park and get into the fair and everything. So, you know, I worry about people spending money. I'm trying to break that habit because I don't want Blue Eyes to think that I'm just going to always bug him every time he takes his wallet out. You know, so I don't need to be doing that. But I didn't opt to get a decorative license plate. But the one thing I would have done was he wanted to take pictures of like the Western. You go in, you put some costumes on, and it's like a black and white. Actually, it's, you know, like the brownish sepia. Is that how? Sepia, I think is how it's pronounced. I would have done that, but I told him I am drenched. I am drenched, and I just do not want to do this at this point. But I told him, you know, if we're still seeing each other in the future and we have the opportunity to do that, I said, I would definitely do that with you. I just felt bad that, you know, I was pretty much saying no to everything, but, you know, I just was not, like, wanting a vanity plate, you know, but I would have liked the pictures, the Western pictures, had I not been drenched. That's a text, another text. On our way back to the car, I heard live music. Oh, I want to tell you about the turkey drumstick. Oh my God. They, of course, sold them there. I knew they would because I'm in the South. And they were pretty big. They were nice and juicy, and there was a shitload of them just being roasted. He goes, "Would you like a drumstick, like for tomorrow?" I said, "I would. That would be great." I thought, okay. I was like near him, and I was like waiting to hear the price, and I heard him say, "Oh, okay, no, not for a drumstick." And I said, did they say $17? He said, yes. I was so proud of him that he didn't buy that for me, because that is outrageous. You know, I can get 4 turkey drums, smoked turkey drumsticks at, or do they call it turkey legs? Whatever, 4 of them at Walmart for $8. Not as big, but still, give me a break. So I was really glad that he passed on that. But he did buy us food to feed the animals. Yeah, so we both love animals, apparently. And we went to the petting zoo. We went any place that there was livestock. We wanted to, you know, feed and pet them. And so we spent, you know, quite a bit of time with the animals. Just couldn't really ask for a better time, other than the fact that it would have been nice had I not been dripping wet. I actually, you know, I was to the point where the sweat was dripping off my eyelashes. He just thought it was kind of funny. I was like, okay, good. I'm glad you're on board with this. And then we took a very long walk to the car because we had no clue where we actually came in and how to get there. And that was kind of fun. And I was all for it. I'm like, I need this exercise. I can deal with this. Then, is there anything else I'm missing? Probably. Oh yeah, so after the drumsticks, I said, I hear live music. And we went, and there was a band. We got to hear 2 really long songs, 8-piece band, horns, drums, bongos, all kinds of stuff. They were so good. And we sat at a picnic table, and he's like, get up and dance. And I'm like, I'm not dancing alone. I'm not dancing alone, and I'm hot. But I said to him, you know, if somebody was dancing, I would get up. He goes, I'll go ask somebody to dance with you. I'm like, don't you dare. I think he was serious. There was a lot of people, and I think he was going to get up and ask a woman to dance with me. I know. I was like, no, don't. Please don't. He's like, well, yeah. He goes, you like to dance? I'd like you to dance. And I said, I'm not having you ask. I'm like, a playmate. Will you play with my date? She wants to dance. No, she doesn't have anyone. Yeah, he doesn't dance. You guys have been asking me that in the comments. No, he doesn't dance. It's not a deal breaker for me anymore because I would never meet anyone. And it's just hard to find a man who dances. So that's like the last thing on my list. You check off these boxes and I'll be good if you don't dance. As long as you at least would come out with me to listen to live music sometimes, and that you're not, you know, telling me I can't go dancing with my girlfriends, because that's not going to fly. So we listened to 2 songs, and he's very nice, and nobody clapped. I didn't know they were done. They just seemed to stop, and then they started putting things away. And he got up to talk to the band, to tell them how good they were, and he really liked them. I was glad that he liked them. And, you know, he talks to people, and I just like that. And then we came back to my apartment, and we watched a movie. We were trying to watch a movie. He goes, I like a movie that I've already seen, so I know that I like it. And I'm the same way, especially if I haven't seen it for a while. So we were going through all kinds of movies, looking to see if we could get something for free. He goes, I'll pay for the movie if you find it. And I said, I don't know how to do that. He goes, me either. We don't know how to do these things. One that I was surprised that he said he likes, and he says, I haven't seen it in a while, I'd like to see that. He goes, you probably, you know, don't know it. The Ghost and Mr. Chicken with Don Knotts. It's one of my favorite old-time movies. I just love it. He stays in a haunted house overnight. I could not believe he even brought that movie up. We ended up watching 8 seconds. I had not seen it. I knew what it was about, but I thought that movie just came out not too long ago. It was 29 years ago, and it was Luke Perry from 90210 or Melrose Place. I think 90210 was his, and he since has died, and I didn't even recognize him. He was so young in that movie. And he said, I know I'm going to fall asleep partway through. And I was like, you go ahead and sleep. And he did. He fell asleep partway through. I watched till the end, and, you know, it was a really nice night. And I just wanted to fill you guys in on that. You know, there'll be picture taking. I didn't even think, like, with my phone to take a picture, but, you know, who needs a picture of a Ferris wheel? You know, I just didn't take any pictures, but I had a really good time. And what I like is that I had a really good time just walking around and talking with him, you know, talking about stuff. And did I mention this? because I feel like sometimes we won't have anything in common. Some of you are going to be so happy to hear what I'm about to say because you keep bugging me about it and I keep saying no, not gonna happen. I like older guys. Well, he's younger than me. 6 years younger. I think that's significant. Yeah. So I wasn't expecting that. And, you know, I know it's only 6 years and I'm surprised that, because I feel like I could be his mother. And here's why. Derek is 45, but his friends are all in their 50s. So when I hear 50-something, I think, oh, Derek's friend. So I'm old enough to be Derek's mother. I wasn't really old enough to be Derek's mother, but you know what I mean. I was pregnant at 16. So I feel like if he's the same age as Derek's friends, then I feel like I'm their mother because they're my son's friends. So I feel like I could feel like his mother. And I don't like that. I like older. And if he's watching this, if you're watching this, Blue Eyes, yeah, I'm good with you being a baby. But we do still, you know, have a lot in common. It's not like, I guess, 6 years is, you know, a whole generation. So anyway, I had a good time. And so now this is Friday. I wasn't expecting to go out tonight, but now I am. I'm going to the school play. And then I'm going out directly after that because I found a friend who's going to McGinnis, Dan McGinnis in South Haven on Goodman for, I don't know if it's Pinch or The Pinch. Haven't seen them yet. Wanted to see that band. They play supposedly 90s music, so I'm going out. And then Saturday, tomorrow, I'm going out again to Hadley's to see Area 51. My friend Jeannie ended up having other plans, but I know I will have friends there. So I'm definitely going. Even if I'm going alone, I will have friends to sit with and stuff and dance my ass off. And then Blue Eyes might be coming over again Sunday, maybe Saturday night. We don't know for sure. If he doesn't make it this weekend, then I think he said it'll go till the next weekend because he's got stuff to do all week. And I'm good with all of that. I hope you guys are enjoying this journey. And again, don't take it too seriously. I'm telling this story more than I did the others because I'm doing things that I haven't been doing, and I'm excited to share that with you. Those of you who have known me for a long time, you know I don't go out to eat. You know I would never be walking around at a fucking fair and enjoying myself. So I'm just excited to tell you these new things that I'm doing. Blue Eyes loves to go out and do things, and I didn't remember how much I missed that. I grew up with a father who would take me and my mother. My siblings were much older and out of the house. Every weekend we would go on day trips if we could. And he loved to just go to fairs or car shows or boat shows or flower shows. It didn't matter. My father liked to be out, go to the beach, go to different restaurants, go to museums. And he loved to be out, so we went out a lot. And, you know, then as I got older, I just didn't care to do those things because I was a drunk. But I did do some of those things with Derek because I too wanted to show him things. So we did go do, you know, a lot of things. And Blue Eyes likes to do those kind of things. And I told him everything you just mentioned I would love to do, including going to the drive-in. I didn't know that still existed anywhere. I guess there's one in Memphis with 4 screens. And he said, we will go to the drive-in. I was like, we even discussed what we'd bring for food. He knows I'm going to have just meat. And I think I said, I'll cut pieces of chicken breast up really small and just like fry those in a pan. And I'll consider that popcorn chicken. You know, I could do shrimp too. Just plain chicken and shrimp. I think I'd like that. Okay. That is, and I'll put it like in a popcorn container just to look festive. So I have my drive-in snack prepared. And all right, I guess I'm gonna just sign off now. I just wanted to update you guys on the stuff that I did, and there'll be a time you see me on a roller coaster. There will, because if there's anyone anywhere near, I think he says he would do roller coasters. I think he doesn't like spinning things, if I remember right. Yeah, that would be really, really cool. Okay, I'm gonna hang up now. I gotta get ready to go to a school play, and then I gotta dance after that. I'll be back with more soon. Please subscribe. Bye.